in a city far, far away. Four douchebags from Boston were hosting their weekly sports podcast. This is going to be a very, very interesting story for all you. But what they didn't know was that something terrible was on its way to derail the entire show. Now, you may be asking what that thing is, and let me tell you. It was Bukkake. Yes, the dreaded Bukkake. Well, I understand you might be asking me, seriously? Well, yeah, seriously. Let's get into today's episode.
Because I was like looking at what you had on backgrounds, I looked away and then like it changed to just your room. It's fine. And I was like, oh, what's that a picture of? I'm like trying to figure it out. I was like, oh no, wait, it's just his actual room.
You guys want me to just wear my mask the whole time?
Yeah, that'd probably be for the best.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is about the best introduction to the BOTA Cast you're ever going to get.
Oh, man.
That's what we're about. We're here with the usuals. It's Daddy, a.k.a. James, Chris, a.k.a. Chris,
I just looked at Zach's name.
a.k.a. Soggy Boy, a.k.a. Zach Burrow.
Oh, what?
Oh, we didn't do it.
Oh, you're gonna read it.
I did it.
No, you
I read
didn't.
Y'all just weren't paying attention.
All right, say it again. Say it again for posterity.
All right, for posterity's sake, once again, finally, I am here with Jizzy Shorts, a.k.a. Soggy Boy, a.k.a. Zach Bro.
I have a story. Give me 2 seconds. Gigi Shorts is actually a real person. She was Miss Houston.
Why am I just Chris?
That's because you didn't change your name, Chris.
How long do you think you can make it through this episode with a helmet on?
Oh, the whole entire time.
Bet.
Literally the whole episode. This thing's comfy as shit. I'll put my GoPro on too. Can I take like a break to drink my beer?
No.
You have to drink it. You have to crack it through the goggles and drink it that way. There is no other option.
James, can I drink a hard seltzer? Is that an okay thing to do?
Yeah, you can drink a hard seltzer.
Oh, fuck yeah. No beer. God damn it.
Zach's doing that keto life. All right, let's fucking start this show. Jesus Christ, it's already off the rails. We haven't even gotten to the first game yet.
All right, so you know why we're here. We're talking football. We're talking NFL. Week 17 review. You guys make this hard. And
me hard.
You make me hard.
So, week 17 preview or review and wild card weekend preview. It's coming at you eventually, maybe, probably. We'll see how it goes.
Find out.
Me no.
But I'm Drew. I'm your NFC guy. So let's start from the bottom up in the NFC.
Wow.
Sound good? Sounds good.
Okay.
All right. Cool. So, I don't know what the actual standings are.
It's already dissolving. Come on.
I'm the NFC guy. Fuck it. I don't know the standings.
All right, that's what I thought. See, yeah. So the Bears, the Chicago Bears, sneak in to the number 7 seed in the NFC after losing to the Green Bay Packers in a game that I don't want to talk about. But yeah, they got it done. The Packers did. The Bears lose, sneak their way in with an Arizona loss to the Rams. So here we are. Let's talk a little bit about, I guess, the Bears-Packers game to start. A game that Chicago comes into winning in, and I think this was the game where they really proved if they were a playoff contender, and they did decent. They held their own.
Yeah, spoiler, they are.
They can play. Surprisingly enough, Mitchell Trubisky's got that offense figured out a little bit, and defense got holes, but it's solid. It's solid.
Theme of the episode this week: too little, too late.
Facts.
Are the Bears better than the Packers?
No.
Fact.
No.
No.
No. The Bears are definitely not a better team than the Packers.
Are you scared of the Bears?
No.
Of the Bears, no. Of the playoffs in general, yes. I'm terrified.
Oh, you think Rodgers is gonna choke?
I didn't say that, but how many times has Rodgers played perfectly well only for the rest of the team to completely fall apart around him in the playoffs? Many.
I say more times than we can count.
Yeah, it's definitely more than I care to admit. But I don't think there's a whole lot of need to talk about this game. I think the other more interesting game is the game that actually got Chicago into the playoffs, is the Rams-Cardinals game, which ended up being quarterbacked by some dudes I've never heard of. So, and they actually played pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, you've never heard of Chris Straveller? I'm gonna butcher that one. Or how about John Wolford?
No.
Yeah.
No, John Wolford looks like a mini Jared Goff. I'm not gonna lie.
What, just white?
No, I mean they kind of look similar when like you actually look at their facial features.
Let's go the old Google, Drew.
Just like you and Kirk Cousins.
Uncle Kirk. R.I.P. Tenure in Minnesota's over.
He tried.
What if Kirk Cousins is the new quarterback of the Patriots?
Ooh.
I wouldn't hate that. Better than Carson Wentz or Cam Newton.
Agreed. Zach?
Kirk Cousins?
Yeah.
Zach.
No, get you shorts. We got a strong no from Zach.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
All right,
I'm
Zach
sorry,
would rather have Carson Wentz.
Do I really want him walking up to fans going, "You like that? Oh, you like it?" No, I'm all set. I don't need that.
Oh.
Zach would just be horrified every time he goes to a Patriots game of Kirk Cousins coming up to his face and just screaming.
It's like a horror movie where Kirk Cousins is just like around the corner. It all stops around Zach.
Yeah.
Can't get away.
Well, it's more or less like it's because I think of James's face on Kirk Cousins' body,
Aw.
and like him screaming at me, it just like ruins James for me. So I don't want that. I want you soiled. I don't want you soiled, James.
I'll
Soiled it.
spoil myself, thank you.
Soiled it. Soiled it. Soiled it.
Wrap that up and send that to me.
Soiled it.
I mean, the Cardinals, like we've talked about with the inconsistency, I'm going to try to transition that somehow.
Yeah, good luck.
It's really showed up here. They should have had
The Cardinals
some
have
kind of
soiled themselves this year.
Cardinals soiled themselves. Kenyon Drake's a bag of shit. It was bad, dude. They were bad out there. Even if they had snuck into the playoffs, I wouldn't have taken them very far at this point after this game. No.
And dude, it just watching some of the games and like I played Kenyon Drake many a time in fantasy this year across all leagues. And just watching them like haplessly try to get it into the end zone with him on the goal line is pathetic. Like, how many times do you have to hand the ball to a guy before he can get 1 yard?
I don't know. It's miserable.
It's crazy. He is definitely not the running back moving forward. Chase Edmonds should definitely be the guy next year. I think that should be self-evident.
Speaking about running backs moving forward and all that, Cam Akers got 34 yards on 21 carries.
Oh.
Yeah, that Rams running game is also very spotty. That Rams offense as a whole is just hot or cold. You know,
It's really a shame. Do you
It
think
is,
they're
they-
moving on from Goff this offseason?
I don't think that he's proven enough that he is the issue for them to want to move on at this point.
Fair.
I think that there are other issues that need to be addressed before you talk about Jared Goff.
No,
Zach,
he's
you're
a
making a
stud.
face.
Zach's making a lot of faces.
I mean,
Yeah.
let's be realistic here. How far do you think the Rams can actually go?
Who bought a T-shirt?
None of us. It's
Oh,
not
so-
relevant.
Sorry, someone bought a T-shirt. Yay, profit!
Congratulations to customer number 1 on buying a BOTA t-shirt.
Yeah, seriously.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
No, really.
I'm not being sarcastic. It's the one time.
No, I know. No, it's amazing. No, because I'm looking in here because I was gonna not to bring us off into a tangent, but I was gonna talk to you guys about let's
He's
order
listening
some
to me while I'm
let's get
talking.
some samples. Like let's do some stuff for us.
I can give you samples. It's not going to be a merch though.
James, as long as it's a
This is the
disappointing
episode where
Alright.
I allude to me shitting my pants. Go ahead.
Okay. See, I thought you were going the other way, and you were offering your 3.5-inch meat hammer to me.
That is generous.
Listen, I'm a generous person, James.
No, I was
Are
talking
you?
about Yuki. Anyway, can we move on from this game?
Yeah,
Speaking of
so
Juki.
Cardinals lost. The Bears made the playoffs because of it. The Rams are also in the playoffs, and there's some other playoff stuff that's happening too. There's another team, the Bucks. That's the other one that I was looking for. They they cruise past the ever hopeless Atlanta Falcons. I don't think they're ever going to be good again. At least not until that entire organization is flushed down a toilet and then rebuilt somewhere else.
I have a lot more faith in the Falcons. I think them getting a defensive coach could help them a lot. I don't think they need a lot of help on offense. Like I think Salah.
How did that go with Dan Quinn, James?
Is Dan Quinn necessarily a defensive coach?
He was a defensive coordinator before he went over.
I kind of forgot where Dan Quinn came from.
He was like a defensive coordinator for like the Legion of Boom.
Oh. All right.
Yeah,
I'd like to retract my previous statement.
Yeah, I think that organization is hopeless until they rebuild from the bottom up.
Well, I mean, the thing is, though, too.
Oh, Zach's got something.
Julio there. Like, what do you do with Julio? You think?
Trade him.
You gotta move him. You have to at this point.
At this point, you think you have to for a full rebuild? So if you get rid of Julio, you're going for the full rebuild.
Right, but if you get rid of Julio, you still have receiving weapons. That you're not completely depriving yourself of receiving weapons.
No, I know. I completely agree. I mean,
so I think you have to find a new quarterback. Matt Ryan is burnt out. That Super Bowl loss broke something in Matt Ryan's brain. He's toast. So you got to move on from Matt Ryan. You got to find a way to move Julio. Start rebuilding from there. You have a decent core, and the coaching staff needs to just be fleshed out and rebuilt.
Can I ask something?
No.
Sure.
Would you say that Super Bowl he drank a lot of Pepsi because he got iced?
What the fuck does that mean?
Oh, I just smoked my helmet off the chair.
What does that mean?
He just smoked his helmet off the chair.
Thank God you were wearing it. What a fucking.
I think he's alluding to the Pepsi commercial, which
he got iced. Now he's cold. Now he can't play. Matty Ice.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to go
ice.
Burn-off
Willing
direction.
to sacrifice.
All right, you know what? Fuck it. Cheers, bro.
Falcons.
Okay, so the Falcons are gonna suck forever.
Yeah.
Bucks cruise past them, lock up the 5 seed to all but solidify the playoff standings, and all that was really left going into Sunday night was whether or not Washington or the Giants were going to win the NFC East. And Washington filled their ticket and was able to beat Philadelphia. I was gonna say something else, but then I was thinking about Philadelphia, and that's what happens. So Philadelphia just basically looked like they didn't care at all game, and they still gave Washington a run for their money. So I think they've pretty much proven once and for all that they're going to be a one and done in the playoffs, especially playing Tom Brady and the Bucs.
I don't know. We've seen them upset before. It's not like it's that outlandish.
Mm-hmm.
True, and we've seen Washington play well before, but it's been a couple weeks since we've seen a solid performance from Washington and not so solid performance from the Bucs.
I think we need to backtrack too, because the Eagles. There's a lot of reports coming out about the Eagles from the last game. Doug Peterson is basically on fire. Like I think they're literally about to light him on fire in Philadelphia.
Big if true.
He blew. It came out that they blew that game on purpose, and there's players that are like, "Guy, we could have made the fucking playoffs."
No, they were eliminated at that point.
I mean, they couldn't have, but
at that point they were.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were eliminated before the week even started.
I thought they had more of a chance than Dallas.
No, if Washington lost to Philly, whoever won between Dallas and the Giants was winning the division and making the playoffs.
Gotcha.
Here's the thing I don't get, which I didn't realize until this morning, but they talked about playing this guy. It's not like they pulled Jalen out and whatever. They said they were going to get him some snaps, and they did. Granted, in the fourth quarter, but you know.
And I don't see an issue. It's a garbage game. You got a guy that you want to take a look at who hasn't actually had any NFL action. And like, fuck it. If you're not part of the organization, you don't really have a right to comment on what they're doing exactly with their quarterbacks. If they had a plan on how many snaps they wanted everyone to take, they went in and followed it, then that's what they plan to do. And there's nothing to be gained from winning this game other than a lower draft pick. So all of the shit about it, I guess it's pretty disrespectful to the game as a whole and to fans to go out there and play like you're tanking. It's for the last game of the season for, obvious reasons.
I'm just hearing there's a lot of reports going out that most of the Eagles players are really pissed with staff right now. Plus, I mean, you guys saw that hit with the false start where the nose tackle still went in and hit Alex Smith's leg?
Oh yeah, that was dirty.
Yeah.
I mean, Eagles itself is under fire right now.
The Eagles, I feel like, are a very volatile organization. It'll be very interesting to keep an eye on that through the offseason and see what repercussions come of it.
I'm going to say no, but, fuck them.
But
Washington's in.
Let's not talk about it too much because let's not forget about the fact that the Eagles are fucking garbage and came in last place in the NFC East. So we're not talking about them anymore.
Doki.
So, I mean, do you guys want to talk more about last week's games? Do you want to do a little more playoff preview? Do you want to?
Let's go full playoffs. I mean, that's why people are here, right? That's why you guys are listening right now.
That's fair.
Thinking about
so, I mean, let's start smack in the middle with the game we were alluding to before with the Bucks and the football team.
I'll be honest though, that's not the reason I'm here.
I would hope you're here to talk about the playoffs, as opposed to
you guys.
I just had to chime in.
I hate that this is all going through your fucking.
What? Can I take this mask off?
No.
What's the bet? If I keep
you already hit your head on the chair. If your helmet wasn't there, you would have been out. It would have been YouTube living you concussing yourself.
That would have been great.
Anyway, so Bucks Washington.
Let's finally talk about what we think is going to happen on Wild Card Weekend.
I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think Washington keeps it close, but not super close. And I think the Bucks end up winning.
I disagree. I think it is going to be a blowout. I just don't think Washington's up to this task. I think these teams are on opposite trajectories for the last couple weeks of the season. Washington kind of been sputtering out a little bit, and the Bucks are picking up steam like crazy. Antonio Brown, who I apparently was wrong about, is doing big thing. Well, maybe not entirely, but
yeah, I mean, I would watch that take. I think you're fine.
At least just saying that he was going to be detrimental to this offense and this team.
Well, I think when you say something like that, Drew, you're also implying that you think something else is going to happen outside of the football spectrum, which is I mean, look what happened with the Patriots and obviously with the Raiders. So it happened to every other team he went to besides the Steelers, and I think it was just a given. You know what I mean? Like, you're looking at, he's with the Bucks now. He's probably gonna go to some club and hit someone or something. You know what I mean? Like
fair, but I did also think that it was gonna bring the chemistry of the offense down as a whole, and was gonna be.
I honestly think it did at the beginning.
Right, but if they found a way that he's found his spot in that offense, and now you're talking about a Bucks team that if Mike Evans can play, is Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Antonio Brown.
And Gronk actually looks like 75% Gronk.
and a decent Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know if you can get much more dangerous than that. Plus Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette and Shady McCoy, and
Glad you said that. I think I'm sold on Ronald Jones.
he's
Like,
so
selling
good,
out.
dude.
I don't
He's
know.
so good.
Uh,
So good.
mhm,
But I don't think that
mhm.
there's any way that Washington can keep up with this offense. Not with what they have going right now.
Yeah.
I think
They
they
have a
get
good
absolutely
good defense. They have a good defense, but I don't think it's gonna
I don't think it's going to hold. I think
Yeah.
the Bucks end up winning this one 31 to 14 if the Redskins can even
Good
end up.
take. Yeah, I'm with that.
I'll take 10 points. 10
Fair.
point Buck win.
As long as both teams get over 10 points, you're good.
Yep. That's my bet.
A combined.
It's gonna be a nice 3-6.
Definitely not going to be 6-3. Definitely not. All right, so we're all in consensus with the Bucks here, as I figured we would be. So let's
Yeah.
shove off to the next matchup. We're looking at little Rams Seahawks NFC West playoff action. Always fun when some teams from this division meet up in the playoffs. Some good games come out of this. The Seahawks offense has been sus as fuck lately, boys.
Right. And to balance that out, the defense is being good though. So it's like
Right,
you never know what you
it's
get.
up and down.
So
Right.
are we gonna? Do you think we're gonna see another fluctuation, another change in these playoffs, where you're gonna get the defense starting to decline, but the offense is on the on the up and up?
I
Or do
don't
you
think
think
we're
it's
going to
gonna
get a
stay?
chance to, based on my take here,
Gotcha. Okay.
because based on the Seahawks and their low scoring games against the Giants and teams like that, the Rams got a pretty good defense over there. So I don't think the Seahawks are going to be able to find their footing offensively. I think the Rams defense is going to be overwhelming, especially with Aaron Donald coming into Russ's face, and Russ being the most sacked quarterback in the league over the last 4 years, 5 years, whatever. I think Aaron Donald's going to be able to come in and cause some disruption and throw that offense off track. The question is A, does Goff play? And B, depending on the answer to the first question, is what Rams offense shows up? Do we get the inconsistent mess, or do we get the offense that actually looks like they can hold their own against decent teams? And if Goff is there, and if we get the offense that actually shows up, I think that the Rams beat the Seahawks this weekend.
I think the Seahawks figure out their struggles by now. I don't think they're coming into the playoffs like they, as the team that they have been. I really think they figure it out. Granted, I don't think they're going to make it to the Super Bowl, but I think they fix those flaws.
It's a lot to ask in a week,
I think we
especially
see,
after.
like, the Seahawks like they were the first 4 games of the season.
I'm gonna take the Rams in this one, but that's weird for me because I don't think Goff will be playing. Wolford didn't do bad in his place, but I just think Seattle's too much of a mess. And I know playoff Russ is different, but something in my gut tells me Rams. So I'm going to go Rams in this.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about the one factor that's really kind of keeping me teetering me towards either side. Seattle's defense has been much better the past couple of weeks. Their offense has been the issue. And I've been high on this Rams defense, I think, all year. They've had some games where they've been very sus, but they've had other games where they played really well, like against the Bucks earlier in the year. I mean, I thought that was pretty impressive. I really need to see how this Rams running game is going to go, because it all goes through the ground for them. I mean, whether you have Jared Goff or whoever the hell else I don't know this kid's name.
Wolford.
All right. Thank you. I don't think it's going to matter who's in at quarterback. If the Seahawks stop the run game, then I don't think the Rams are going to have much of a chance. But I will say that I think you are going to get a bounce back from Cam Akers. I think Cam Akers is going to have a big day. I think the Rams take it. I think it's close. I think maybe Rams win 21-17.
Fair enough. I like it.
Honorable mention before we move on from this game. Shout out to whoever decided on the Seahawks organization to trade for Carlos Dunlap. He's had a couple like key sacks and
yes, that's very true. No, Carlos Dunlap was a great trade for the Seahawks.
Oh yeah, I mean, never a bad idea adding a top tier defensive lineman to your.
No, I mean
No,
now that
God,
he
no.
actually wants to play too. balling.
So I don't know. It's gonna be a good game.
I
And
would say what you want. Oh, sorry. Say what you want about the Seahawks defense, but they went out and they addressed some needs. They got Jamal Adams, they got Carlos Dunlap, and that defense is playing good now. So I mean,
Yeah, absolutely. And so the next game on the docket brings us to the Saints and the Bears.
Good
Very
God, really?
yeah, it's happening. That is a playoff game.
So with the Saints not having the Vikings to worry about this year, how are we feeling about those odds?
I like their chances to make it to the NFC Championship. I'll give them a fair shot at that. I think they'll be able to dispatch the Bears with little to no effort, honestly.
They should be able to. That defense is what, top 3 altogether in the NFL?
Yeah, dude, that Saints defense is absolutely
Unbelievable.
monstrous.
Marshall falling out again.
Yeah, and that line and just core of Demario Davis and Cam Jordan, and they got a squad, dude. I don't think Mitch Trubisky's going to be able to handle it. I think the Bears are going to get smoked. I think it's going to be like 24-7.
I would take a higher.
You think so?
31-7.
31-7. Okay, fair. Either way, blowout Saints win.
yeah, I mean, I'm gonna agree with you guys. I think Alvin Kamara is honestly gonna be substituted like maybe halfway through the third quarter. They're gonna be up that big.
Yeah, you could very well see Taysom Hill and
Kamara's not even projected to play yet. He's still
Yeah, he's still on the COVID list. That's true.
Oh, is he still on the COVID list? Shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So my opinion here is, I mean, I think the Saints will handle the Bears no problem, but I'd love to see Breeze make it to the Super Bowl, especially if he's going to retire at the end of the year. But I don't think they have it.
No, I don't think that if they find themselves in a situation where they have to play the NFC Championship game at Lambeau Field, I don't think they have any shot in hell at winning that game. So like I said, I like their chances of getting to the NFC Championship. I don't like their chance of advancing beyond that based on my predictions. So, well, if we're all in agreement there, that does it for the NFC. Packers get the bye, play the lowest remaining seed on divisional round weekend. And with that, I'll pass it over to our boy James, who looks real excited to talk about the AFC and his Browns' first playoff berth since 2002.
Blessed for a couple days, and then it all collapsed around me. All right. So let's go into the recap of the games I want to talk about. First, we're going to go there, and then we'll go into the playoff picture. Hey, Zach. Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Congrats. You guys beat the Jets.
Cam Newton's best game of the year.
I was going to say, back on the theme of too little too late, Cam Newton puts up, what, 300? No.
242. It wasn't even an amazing game.
No, but I mean, for what he's been doing this year and almost barely throwing 100 every game, yeah, that's fantastic. I'll take a 200.
He threw more touchdowns that game than I think he did than 6 other games this year.
I gotta say, I was looking at the top 50 fantasy wide receivers, and not a single Patriot broke that list.
Yeah,
I mean, makes sense.
No, I'm just saying, like that's how bad he's been. That's how bad this offense has been.
No one's had more than 20 targets a game.
Dude, 3 Jaguars made the list.
20 targets a game is a lot of targets a game.
For one receiver, yeah.
Probably combined.
So 20 attempts? Then?
I'm looking this up.
How many attempts did Cam Newton average?
But most of the wide receivers probably didn't have over 5 receptions.
Hot take, Cam Newton's wide receiver 1, Jacoby Myers is QB1.
I think that's like a lukewarm take at this point. Yeah, that's right. Fuck you, James.
Don't bathwater my take, you son.
Yeah, you heard me, bitch. It already happened once this year. This is the second time. You can't say that after 2 times. You're gonna shoot your shot once.
All right, whatever. You guys won. Congratulations. We're moving on in the AFC East. We're going to talk about Miami and Buffalo. This was a win and get in for Miami, and they were already facing an uphill battle. And they they showed up. They were there. They did it. They tried. But
Unfortunately,
goddamn,
unfortunately, upon showing up, they stepped onto the field and proceeded to vomit all over themselves. So
Very, very much so.
that was pathetic in all aspects of a game for a team that's trying to get into a playoffs against a team that's arguably only like 60% trying.
And here's another thing: is I'm watching this game and I'm looking at Tua, and he didn't. I mean, the yardage wise, he had a good game, 361 with 1 touchdown, but 3 interceptions, awful. The
He
quarterback.
looked like.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Drew.
I was just gonna say he looked like the rookiest of rookie quarterbacks that game.
He hasn't looked like Tua to me though. Now that like I've watched most of a game and like watched him play, he's lost something off of his throws, and he's like, I don't know if he's questioning himself or what. He does not look like the same tank for Tua that everyone was going for before Joe Burrow.
100%.
With that being said, what do you do if you're the Dolphins GM? Because you know that's been the spinning rhetoric is, are they going to draft a quarterback this year?
I don't think that they're wrong either way. If they keep Tua and don't draft a quarterback and just kind of let Tua develop into what because he's got all the potential in the world still. He's just got to find that spark and really live up to it.
Mm.
On the other hand, is it like you said, it's happened with Josh Rosen. It's happened with quarterbacks in the past where you get drafted and you show up and you just don't play as expected. And the team goes out and drafts another quarterback next year. It happens, and I don't think they'd be wrong in doing that either. It's really whatever they feel about Tua at this point.
I mean, to be fair too, they could draft a quarterback without going in the first round.
True.
They're deep enough this year that they can just get a quarterback and not worry about it.
Very true.
But that's beside the point. I mean, any more points about this game before we move along?
No, Buffalo's good, man.
Buffalo's real good. They're about to make a big impact. They are actually. I'm glad I said that because I had a transition. They're about to play the Colts next week. They're going to have the matchup there, obviously with only 1 bye. That's going to be an interesting game. But before we talk about that, Colts played Jacksonville this week, and for a while there, I kind of thought Jacksonville was going to snag them. I'm not going to lie to you. 28-14 finished it. JT. Zach.
Yo.
JT.
JT, baby.
JT.
Help me win my fantasy league. Thank you very
30
much.
carries, 253 yards, and 2 trips to the house on the ground.
And he becomes the first rookie Colts running back to go over 1,000 receiving yards and 10 touchdowns since
Edgerrin James and Marshall Faulk, I think.
Indeed.
There's been, with this rookie class, there's been a lot of great comparisons. I mean, the two that shine out the most to me, comparisons to Hall of Famers. Justin Jefferson beating Randy Moss, and then now JT beating the Edge.
Yeah. I know. This is probably one of the best rookie classes we've seen in a while. I mean, at least on the offensive side of the ball, but even on the defensive side of the ball, there have been some studs.
Yeah, not as many like first round studs, but
no, not as many first round studs. But I mean, like, obviously Chase Young has been a force. That Washington defense wouldn't be the same without him. I mean,
we gotta do that,
Right, I understand that.
Patrick Queen's been good in Baltimore.
Patrick Queen has been good. Jeremy Chin for the Panthers has been way better than anyone expected, I think.
Winfield on the Bucks.
Yep.
I mean, even look at the Patriots. Michael Anu, I don't know how to say his last name.
Anua.
I'm gonna butcher it. Ananwu.
Ananwu.
Well, he wasn't. He was either a late round draft pick or an undrafted rookie, and he was the 3rd highest graded offensive lineman in the league this year, I think. So
yeah, the Packers had some linebackers and Kamal Martin and Chris Barnes showed up as rookies. That was huge for them. It really has been a super strong rookie class, and it goes back to one of our little master debater sessions we had. And man, the college coaches are getting these guys ready for the NFL. They're coming in ready to play.
They are.
Straight up. It's a fact.
I'm just gonna revert back to one of the questions we had a long time ago then. So is it harder to be a college coach or an NFL
No.
coach?
No, we're not
No,
doing
we're
it.
not going back to this.
We're
And I'm
not
not saying it's
doing
any
it.
harder. I'm saying they're doing a very good job
You're doing a
of
great
making sure
job.
these kids come
These
up.
guys are coming in
NFL
ready,
ready.
exactly like you said. These
It's
guys are
impressive.
coming in ready and they're participating almost instantly.
Lots of immediate impacts from rookies this
Mhm.
year. It's fun to see.
Difference between teams and programs, but we don't have a college football show, so that doesn't matter. So anyway, Colts they match up against the Bills, moving forward into the playoffs. How are we feeling about that? I mean, I'm gonna stand by it. I don't have faith in Phillip Rivers to do anything against his Bills defense, especially. I mean, against the Jags, he put up 164 and one with an interception.
Yeah, I think Indy is
The Drew Freeze
point, which is
Oh.
easily the
That was hilarious. That was so funny. All three of us were like, Drew?
what happened?
You
You
froze.
froze, buddy.
Like I think
You got it the frozen.
Anyways, I think Indy is obviously pretty committed to running their offense through their ground game at this point, which is easily the best decision to make with Phillip Rivers at the helm. And I don't think that's going to cut it against Buffalo. It's going to help keeping Josh Allen off the field if they can maintain possession and run the clock down using that method. But I just don't see a real path to victory for the Colts in this game. I think the Bills are just too strong in all facets of football.
I think this is my blowout of the week, if I'm going to be honest. I think the Bills have the strong.
Fair.
That's all. That's the only point I got. I just have way more faith in the Bills' offense. I think you're right. Like keeping Josh Allen off the field and letting the defense kind of try to do what they can with that. But no defense has been able to really, really, really limit them, and especially not Indy.
Agreed. I think the Bills take it. I think I'd like to say with ease. James is seizing on screen.
I'm trying to call my dog. How dare you?
How dare you? Anyways, I think if the Colts running back core can really open it up, I think it will be a better game than if the Bills just shut them out, obviously. I think the Bills take it by a large margin, but if the Colts have the weapons to make it a closer game. So we'll see what happens.
Zach?
I mean, I'm gonna stick with my guns. I've been riding Buffalo all year. I've been saying that they're gonna be a really good team. They have been. I'm gonna stick with the Bills.
said that.
Okay, I understand that. Good for you.
We all said that.
Cool. All right. I'm gonna stick with the Bills. I think the Bills defense is gonna show up this playoffs. Josh Allen is elite, and I think he's gonna carry them to the AFC Championship.
I refuse to admit that he's elite until he has at least one playoff win.
All right. See, here's the thing, Drew. If you keep pushing it back, I said if the Bills swept the Patriots this year and Josh Allen had an MVP candidate season, I would call him elite, and he has done both. So therefore, I must call him elite.
All right. Well, I'm waiting for him to win a playoff game. Then he can be elite.
As much as it hurts me to say, he has played out of his fucking mind this year.
Yeah, but we've seen a lot of quarterbacks do real well in the regular season and not great in playoffs.
That's true. No, that's true. I understand that, but for a quarterback to be elite, I mean, he was an elite quarterback this year in the regular season.
Carson Wentz was an elite quarterback in his season before he got hurt.
Carson Wentz was
true. He was. That's true.
100% he was.
I'll say this. The level at which Josh Allen played this year was elite. Is that better?
Yeah, I'll take that.
Okay. All right. I think there's an obvious difference between calling someone elite and saying that their performance was elite. So I'll say that he had an elite performance this year, but if he can duplicate it next year, then I'll start to consider the fact that he is elite, if that makes sense.
One more note about this game before we move on, or the Colts-Jacksonville game that I forgot to mention before we move on. R.I.P. Doug Marone. Your career's over.
See ya.
Bye, Doug.
I don't think anyone cares.
No.
He'll
Okay.
be a quarterback's coach on some other fucking stupid team. Who knows?
I actually, I'll put a pin on that thought and we'll move back to it. Keeping it in the AFC South. Less Sean Watson. You want to talk about someone who's having an elite season? With borderline nobodies out there, this dude's balled out. He got an apology from JJ Watt. So take that as you will.
And it's not JJ Watt's fault though. I mean, poor JJ
No,
too.
it's not JJ Watt's fault.
Poor JJ Watt's been through so goddamn much on that team, and he has seen absolutely fucking nothing. As a result of it.
Dumbass coach.
Well, yeah, no shit.
Now
it's not just the coach.
They would have had the 3rd pick, and the Dolphins still have it. No.
Well, I don't think they would have I think they would have won a couple more games with Nuke still in Houston. But
I mean, hopefully
they played some tight
Point
games.
being, they are shit now, and they don't even have a 1st-round pick.
Yeah,
they're gonna have to get a real good GM, which is why I think they're hiring the Patriot personnel guy. I can't think of his name. Nick something. He's very good.
Oh, Nick Caserio?
Yeah, Nick Caserio is a hot commodity, and he has been. If the right price is there, I think he goes to Houston.
Yeah, you could see that.
Be a fun little project.
Okay, let's talk about the Titans now on the side of the ball. Other side, they won barely. They won it by 3. Zach, it's time. It's time. It's time. It's time.
All right, hold on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to your first ever 2021 Take Confessional. James, you will refer to me as father because you have sinned. Please tell me your sins.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
You have. How long has it been since your last Take Confessional, my child?
This is the first one, so it's a hard question.
Good point. All right, good call.
I, at the beginning of the year, said there was no way in hell Derrick Henry could get 300 carries again. His current and final regular season carries are 378.
The glass ceiling has, in fact, been shattered, James. James, would you also like to tell me how many yards Derrick Henry ran for this season?
Over 2,000.
Yeah, over 2,000 yards. So not only did they go back to Derrick Henry in a big way, he shattered the 2K mark, the second Titan to ever do it, and the 8th player in NFL history to ever do it. My man's is definitely not winning MVP because Aaron Rodgers is. Because no one's going to vote for Derrick Henry for some reason. I don't fucking know why. No offense.
Because Aaron Rodgers.
No offense, Drew, but if you break 2K, you get MVP vote in my book.
Yeah, but what sucks is he wasn't even in talks about it until he hit that milestone. He should have been in talks the whole entire season.
No, he's been in talks about it. He's been in talks for the last 4 weeks, but Aaron Rodgers has been putting the team on his back. Plain and simple.
The last 4 weeks, yeah. He was a beast the whole entire season. He wasn't even an afterthought for it. He wasn't in the top 5 for it until like week 10.
Yeah, because he's a running back.
It's a quarterback's award.
I know. That's
really
what I'm saying.
really
I don't like that.
I think.
No,
so
I'm agreeing with you, Chris.
Here are my thoughts. I think what will happen is he'll win Offensive Player of the Year, no doubt.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I think he obviously deserves it. I mean, he was the best offensive player this year.
He's definitely going to win AFC Offensive Player of the Year. I don't think there's much debate about that.
And I think NFC Offensive Player of the Year you give to Alvin Kamara.
Maybe.
Who else are you going to give it to?
I would give it to Alvin Kamara. I'm with that.
Yeah, I would say give it to Alvin Kamara.
Even with a missed game?
Yeah, even with the missed game. Look at his stats.
I mean, I would be a proponent of giving it to Devontae Adams, but
Okay. I could. Okay, Drew, I could see that.
Sorry.
So I will respectfully decline that option.
I will respectfully decline.
I don't know, man. When you can miss like 4 games in a season and still break all of the single season receiving records for your team,
that's a good point too.
That's pretty wild.
I would. I don't know. That's actually tough because you make a good point. Because I completely forgot about Devontae Adams in that aspect.
He had one of the best single seasons of receiving ever while missing 4 games.
I just love the fact that Drew's vouching for Devontae Adams and everything in his room is green and yellow right now. Shirt, hat, wall.
Devontae
bias
Adams.
Bias is palpable, Drew.
Hey, I might be biased, but am I wrong?
Honestly, no.
It could be
Not
something.
really. I can't really say you're wrong.
Dude's
Okay.
a beast.
So we're gonna move off that. We're gonna talk about the Titans matchup because I won this one. They will be facing in a nice little rematch last year the Ravens, round 1. I love it. This has-
In Tennessee this time.
In Tennessee this time. I didn't act. Oh, I guess that makes sense. Never mind. So, I mean, my opinion on this one. I think Tennessee's going to take it. This playoff Tennessee, they always find a way. Wait, didn't a Mariota led Tennessee team? Wasn't that the game where he caught his own pass?
Yes.
Beat the Chiefs?
See the Chiefs, yeah.
Yeah. I will never count out the Titans anymore in the playoffs.
No, the Titans are a weird team. I mean, like, when they're good, they're in the playoffs. They're good. They're like a decent playoff team. It's weird.
You're right. It
Yeah,
worked.
What the
I
fuck was
think they'll
that?
take care of business at home against the Ravens.
A pop filter I just keep playing with, twirling around. It's going to smack me in the head.
Oh, I thought Megan was like prodding you in the mouth.
No. Not yet. That's for later. That's for the other live stream.
Ah, good.
Okay. So back to my notes. Oh God, I opened up a whole new. Oh, did I just delete all my notes?
Oh,
No. Thank God.
Jesus
All
Christ,
right.
James, don't fucking scare me like that.
We've done that like 3 times.
it's all right. There's only like 3 more games to talk about.
Okay. So quick note: Ravens fucking shellacked Cincy. It's nice knowing that Cincy's just bad because it makes me feel better about the Steelers losing to them. J.K. Dobbins had his breakout game with 13 carries for 160 and 2 house calls. Baltimore wide receivers not worth shit in fantasy drafts next year. I'm gonna put this hot take out there right now. Marquise Brown might be the only one that makes it onto a late ADP. I'm gonna say they all go undrafted. Besides that,
Well, I mean, who else are you gonna draft? Willie Snead? He's not worth it. He's not worth a draft.
Miles Boykin.
Yeah.
Miles
Oh,
Boykin
let's
has a
draft
couple
Miles
spots.
Boykin, dude. Yup.
you know my thoughts on Devin DuVernay, but that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah. Right, but
That's college bias. So that locks that up. We already talked about them matching up with Tennessee. Now to keep it in the AFC North, Pittsburgh and Cleveland met. Pittsburgh had a bunch of their starters rested, had some COVID issues. Cleveland ended up winning it, booking their ticket to the playoffs for the first time in 18 years.
Lots of years.
18
Lots
years.
of years.
More than a decade.
Shout out to Nick Chubb for being able to break 1,000 yards and still miss 5 games.
Mucho Chubbino.
Nick Chubb, great running back, awesome pick. I mean, I'm glad, out of like the Georgia 2, I really thought Sony Michel would be good, but I mean, I don't know who. Drew, do you know who has Sony Michel?
Chick nub. Chick.
Okay, well, that was a joke about the Patriots, but anyway.
It's the Patriots.
we got
They're
it.
Sonny
Thank
Michel.
you.
Chick
Thank you.
nub is just
Hey, you
too
know what?
funny to
At least
pass
we
up.
made the wild card more times than the playoffs, let's say.
Hey,
More
Drew,
times
you ready
in the
for
last
this day?
18 years. Now we're just shit.
What?
We just swap places.
The Patriot fans are about to be the new Cowboy fans, so just talk about history.
History never dies.
Okay, so
But no, I
Right
refuse.
there.
there it
That
is.
right there.
Yeah.
All you
no,
need is
there
a
it is.
them boys
You
after
know what? I
it.
was James.
I'm a Bucks fan now,
I-
anyways.
James,
Oh,
I
boy.
literally was gonna dispute that, and then I heard the words that came out of Chris's mouth, and I immediately threw up. So yeah, you're right. Yep, it's gonna happen already. It's already happening.
How does it feel,
I'm clearly
boys?
kidding. Who do you support, Zach, now?
The Patriots, the New England Patriots. Whether or not Tom Brady's on the team or not, I support the
Yeah,
Patriots.
it's a
'cause
pretty
that's the team I grew
bandwagon
up
thing to
watching.
say.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
bro.
so bandwagon. It's like so
Yeah.
bandwagon. It's reverse bandwagoning because I
You
grew
were
up
a
watching the
Pats fan
Patriots
in
my entire life.
'96.
What? I was born in '96. Dumb shit. Of course, I was a Pats fan.
Before September of '96, you weren't a Pats fan. Bandwagon.
He also
even
wasn't
on that note.
alive.
On that note, the point about Nick Chubb is that they use him. He's a pivotal part of the offense, but the way it's finally developed is they can use Baker to spread the ball around off of play action, off of rollouts, and mix in the run. Where Nick Chubb's still getting 100 yards in that. I mean, Baker spreading the ball to 2 different receivers at 50 yards, and then red zone efficiency has been through the roof. So I'm happy with it. That being said, us going into a rematch in the playoffs against Pittsburgh with all their starters and no Kevin Stefanski makes me very nervous. But I'm definitely at this point where I'm just happy we have made it. Baker delivered on his promise. Delivered us to the promised land that he promised 3 years ago. He did it.
We really got to give Baker a lot of credit, though. I mean, he's done things this year that he doubted himself. I mean, we go back to last season, and he's made throws this year that we thought he never could make. He's connecting with receivers like he's never before.
Mm-hmm.
His game mindset just completely changed. I do got to give him mad credit. And I also have to give Stefanski credit.
Mad credit, yo.
Mad credit, yo. You got to give Stefanski credit, too, because he came in and was not Freddie Kitchens. That's all you got to say.
That's kind of all you need. Anything was an improvement at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Garrett gets offers again, though. So, enough about that. That ties up that point because Pittsburgh and Cleveland rematch. Oh, wait, we got to talk about that. So, with that being said, I'm going to optimistically back my boys, but I'm not that optimistic.
Yeah, you really shouldn't be, James. No offense. No offense to you, the Browns or the Browns fans out there, but this is round 3. You got smacked by the Steelers the first time round. You barely beat them this time. And this is the playoffs, man. This is uncharted territory for the Browns.
Yeah, but I'm going for Browns here, too.
Straight up plankton, man. You didn't think you'd get this far. You don't know what to do.
You don't know, though. I mean, playoffs, especially a team like Cleveland that hasn't been in so long, it's a whole different mindset. They get to go work their fucking asses off, and now they can literally say is, holy shit, we made it. It's not like the regular season. We get to go play with all of our heart. And also, I don't think the Steelers are as good as they originally thought.
No,
so
but
hopefully the Browns can really figure out their weaknesses.
Well, I don't necessarily think that even if the Steelers aren't playing at their full potential, it's more or less how I think the Browns are going to come out, because you have to think about it like this. Playoff teams are playoff teams because they make it to the playoffs on a somewhat consistent basis. Browns haven't been there since 2002. We don't know what they're going to look like. You know what I mean? And I can understand why James is worried, because this is factually uncharted territory. It's almost been 20 years, James.
Mm-hmm. Which is my argument, though. I'm on the opposite spectrum. Is if you're a playoff team, not that you're more relaxed, but you kind of are, in the sense where you're like, what you're going to tell your team is, guys, we've been down this road before. It's this, and this. If you're the Browns right now, you're fucking pumped, because you're going to put everything you have into each game, because you've just made history for the last, you haven't been in for 18 years.
Right. I can understand that, but I can't even think of any players on the team. Maybe Jack Conklin. Jack Conklin went to the playoffs with the Titans last year, right?
Jack Conklin would have been in the playoffs.
Jarvis, maybe at one point with the Dolphins, possibly.
I'm gonna say no.
Baker hasn't. I know Rashad Higgins hasn't. Kareem Hunt has. Kareem Hunt. You could say Kareem Hunt. But the fact that we have to kind of go through different pieces, they do have some veterans that have been in the playoffs. I mean, Olivier Vernon, right, has been to the playoffs.
He tore his Achilles.
Oh, sick nasty. Hey, at least I remembered Olivier Vernon was still alive. So you know what? That's good.
Actually, Olivier Vernon's been surprisingly good second half of the year.
Yeah. Well, when did he tear his Achilles?
Last game.
Oh, fucking A, of course he did. But yeah, I mean, there is some playoff experience in that locker room. It's just weird to think about it in context with a team that hasn't been to the playoffs since 2002. So, but yeah, I mean, Chris, I get what you're saying, but I just think that I think that that's such a rare thing to go in, you have no expectations, and you just play your ass off. I think what usually happens is playoffs get the better of people's like egos. They get the better of people's just minds.
Wait, so is he lagging for anyone else? I thought it was just me, and I was like, oh, great, it'll catch
I
up.
mean, yeah,
No.
if I was James, I'd do, but
Oh no!
if the Browns played,
Is this picture for
Alright.
anyone else?
Point being, Zach, is I'm just gonna say this real quick, mostly because you can't hear me either because you're frozen.
Oh, he's back now.
No, he's not. He's still frozen.
No, he's still frozen.
Zach brought up that it's rare that a playoff team comes, or a team that makes the playoffs in a while comes in and wins a game. It's also rare for the Browns to make the playoffs, so they've already beat the odds. Why not beat them again? You know, they have 2 games under their belt to read the Steelers, but the Steelers also have 2 games to read the Browns. I don't know. I'm going for Browns here.
Thank you.
I am going to continue to agree and
there we go.
say the
back.
Browns are going to win.
Hi, I'm back.
Only Zach who is taking the Steelers. Hey, Zach.
No, I'm taking the Browns.
Oh, what? I didn't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. No. So my whole point, James. I clearly I was frozen, but
Yeah,
I said I understand that, you know, I think the Browns are obviously going to come out of the gate kind of sloppy because of that playoff. They've never, you know, not a lot of them have been there, but I think at their best the Browns can beat the Steelers. I think the Browns take it in a very, very close game. I think you're going to be very surprised at how well your defense plays, James.
I think you're going to be shocked at how bad our linebackers are.
and your cornerbacks at this point, man.
So
They've been kind of non-existent the last 2 weeks.
Here's the thing that annoys me before we go any further, because there's one more game. They've had Denzel Ward, who's pretty much trying to take the workload, and he's been on and off injured, right? Carl Joseph's been reliable in the second and the deep parts. Other than that, Greedy Williams hasn't fucking played all year with a mysterious injury, and then all of a sudden the playoffs roll around. He's like, you know what? Maybe I can make it in. Fuck you, Greedy Williams. Fuck you.
Fair.
Stay out. Get traded. Fucking dick. Hate it. Also, Anderson Dejo, still leave. Stay injured. Don't actually get COVID. Just stay out. That's all I got. Okay, so next game on the board. The final game and the final playoff spot was already locked up a while ago. Kansas City lost to the Chargers, though. Too little, too late, and Anthony Lynn gets fired.
Canned.
See you later.
Bukkake. On West.
Doses. Okay.
Did you just say Bukkake?
You just said Bukkake.
Yeah.
Wow.
Can't believe you just said that.
I don't know. Yeah.
That's gonna be a great quote I put up on Instagram. It's just Bukkake.
James wants to Bukkake Anthony Lynn.
Anthony Lynn got fired. ...
Bukkake.
Bukkake. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know what you want me to say about this. The Chargers opening looks great. We're actually going to talk about that probably on the Thursday show, which we'll talk about a little bit later.
Oh, let's not forget this just popped up in my head. Sub 500.
The sub 500 draft. I think Phil won.
It's over. So Phil won because he had the Browns.
Yep.
Whoever had the
sub 500 draft.
Whoever had the Jags lost.
No, thank you.
You're welcome.
Gentleman to my left.
Yeah, so
it was supposed to be the Cardinals, but we did some stupid fucking lottery thing.
Christopher Cassidy, you are in fact the biggest loser for the sub 500 draft.
Hey, no one congratulated me for winning the Yahoo League, though.
Did you?
I didn't know that. Congrats.
Just
Oh,
did
also,
Sunday.
Way to go.
love how Royce commented on our thing about the BOTA League. He's like, when do I get my trophy? And I was like, when everyone pays me. And then I haven't heard back from him since, so I guess he just doesn't want a trophy.
Did he pay you?
No. only Megan, you, and James paid me.
Oh, God. We're getting in the Chris debate again.
I Venmo'd you when you said I didn't pay you.
Yeah, and I didn't get it.
Let me look. Let me double check. I'll double check for you.
Anyway,
I didn't get it.
fantasy football.
How much was it?
It was like $25.
Oh, then that's for buying your Castle Island.
No, I
He
what?
did
I
do
paid you
that.
back.
He did do that.
I did, but then I bought him and Sam's dinner the other night at Castle.
Yeah,
Jesus
Yes, I told you that was for Castle Island.
yeah,
Jesus
that
fuck.
did happen.
Yeah, I don't think so. That's not.
Nope.
I gave you $40. All right,
No, you
we're not going
didn't.
to argue this over this.
We're always still recording.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
You want a trophy? You gotta pay me. This is how it works.
Live recording.
Live reaction of Zach fucking losing his
Both
shit
of you.
because no one pays him.
Bad.
Because no one pays him.
Drew, you want to
Oh,
take us out or want me to do it?
go ahead, buddy.
All right. So like I already alluded to, stay tuned. We're going to be doing 2 shows now. We're going to be doing a Thursday show that's unnamed. It's going to be more of a segment-based thing. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. We're going to have a... Chris says no.
No,
Can't.
it's not going to be fun.
No.
We're going
Ruthless.
to be having Paul on, who's part of the IG Dynasty. He's going to have his moment to talk shit to us. We're going to be talking some coach openings. We're going to be talking whatever the fuck else. Actually, some WWE I think you want to talk about. So we'll see about that.
That's cool.
You guys have any closing statements?
Oh, yes.
Oh, go ahead, Chris.
For those of you that are watching this now, tune into our Twitch stream tonight. We're going to be doing a tournament of either cricket or Super Mega Baseball. So please watch. You're going to get to see us.
Why the fuck are we doing a cricket night?
You shut the fuck up.
Because it was free and we downloaded it.
You don't chime into this. So basically, you're going to get to see more of the idiots that we are normally. And we're also going to try to figure out the rules to cricket during it. It should be a very, very fun time.
So basically, what Chris is saying is, if you want to watch 4 idiots try and play a sport we've never heard of before, please.
I won't be there.
No, I know, but there's a 4th idiot that's not on the podcast right now that's going to be playing with us.
Wow.
Yes, I will download cricket. Yes, I will play with you.
Quick download, don't worry.
Can I ask who the 4th idiot is?
Kyle.
Probably Kyle, I'm assuming.
Oh,
You might know him. You probably met him
I
before.
was like, what?
He's been on.
Literally, it's just gonna. If you want to see what we're like, off the podcast, I know we're shitheads on the podcast, but wait till you see this. So check it out.
If you want to know what we're like off the podcast, listen to the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. There's gonna be more of that.
You get like 5 minutes of seriousness and the rest of it's just bukkake.
Yeah,
All right.
non-pixelated.
Anything else?
Non-pixelated.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Any more closing statements?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for playoff football. It's very interesting for me and Chris, seeing as though we don't have a. Will you shut the fuck up and give me my 5 minutes, you fucking piece of shit?
Yeah.
Oh, we'd also like to congratulate Chubby Chasers from the Family Feud Yahoo Fantasy League for winning the championship. You're a god. We know it.
Chris, maybe you should put on your helmet over there so that way you hide the fact that you're being vain.
That what?
Never mind.
Anyway, Drew, you got anything to say before?
I don't hear losers talk. I'm sorry. Selective hearing.
Yeah, I select to end this podcast.
If you're listening to this, you already found it. Congratulations. We're in your ears, we're in your heart, we're in your brain. We love you. Thank
Well,
you. But if you're not, if you're
my
just watching-
name's Juju Shorts, and thanks for tuning in.
Jesus Christ. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can find us anywhere. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts is a thing, I hope. Smoke Signals, whatever else. Not SoundCloud, though.
We got a lot of views on the smoke signals, James.
Okay. Instagram at BOTA Sports, Twitter at BOTA Sports, Facebook BOTA Sports. We've been more active on all of them. We're going to be doing Twitch stuff now. We're going to be doing more Twitch stuff. It's going to be strictly cricket. It's called, what was it, Chris? Wicked Awesome?
It's gonna be wicked awesome, bro.
Wicked Awesome. Only,
Watch out for the sundries.
I think it's Sundries.
Nope, sundries.
Okay. Anyway, stay beautiful. Have a good night. Stay beautiful.
James. Welcome back to another episode of Fuck You, you son of a bitch. Stay soggy.
Beautiful.
Soggy.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Soggy.
Beautiful.
Soggy.
Beautiful.
Soggy.
Beautiful. Say beautiful. Say beautiful.
Stay gas money.
Say beautiful.
Say soggy.